Hey, so I'm making a video just to show some of the things that I pack that are essentials when you're traveling with a small one. My son is one, he's getting ready to turn two. So I have to make sure I have an abundance of things. And some things may vary. If you have a smaller child, you may have to ramp up other items. But for my son, it's actually starting to minimize. He looks like a lot, but it's starting to minimize now. So first things first, I always make sure I bring a blanket because on hotels and sometimes even on the airplane, you might just want to lay a blanket down or have it to cover him or her whenever they get cold. So I always bring a blanket. I always bring spoons, and I usually pack my items in Ziploc bags. I have various sizes, so I put my spoons in Ziploc bags like that. Of course, when it comes to bath time, I have the lotions and I do have the body wash, which is already in the bathroom. But I have my lotions, and this is another lotion that I have that I love the smell of this lotion. So you guys should really try this one out. Of course, you gotta have your diaper cream. And this is just some baby oil. Well, it's some different type of natural oils and essential oils that I've made for my son for his hair. So I always make sure I have that. And then a brush. And, if you have a baby girl or if you do have a boy who have longer hair, then you might need a comb. Very important to always have a passport as well. If you're traveling with your son or daughter, it's very essential to make sure you have a passport. So make sure, you invest in getting a passport. Next is, babies have to brush their teeth too. So I'll make sure I have his toothbrush, toothpaste, and then I have a plastic bag to put those in. That's right here. Next is snacks. I love these little fruit melties because they are less messy, and I can just give him a few at a time when he's in the back seat and he's good. So I have about 2 bags of these. Actually, let me go ahead and go back. We're going to be gone for a week, so this is what I'm packing for a week's worth of a trip. Okay, and here's some more snacks. I love these granola bars. These are so good when like in between meals. These are great for in the morning. So I also buy these Gerber, and these are so good because it only takes 20 seconds to make, and my son actually loves them. And of course, we go on to food. So it's a 10-day trip, so I try to pack at least up to maybe 2 to 3 meals per day. That's how I calculate it. So I have different, as you see, different types of foods here. All different types of flavors in here. Some are for breakfast, some are for dinner, some are for lunch. And in between time, when we're at restaurants, we do give my son table food. So he doesn't have to always rely on these foods. Sometimes I come back from a trip and I have extra food left over because he's eating nothing but table food. Okay, next is toys. I try not to pack too much toys, just enough to keep his attention whenever he gets bored. But I don't want to get too much because then you have too much just junk just rambling around. So here's my toys. Of course, wipes. I have the big container of wipes, and then I have a portable on-the-go wipes. And I'll usually put this in the diaper bag, and then of course I'll leave this wherever, if we're in the room or in a suitcase. Water. So I'm real big on giving my son, pure water. Unfortunately, this is the only water that they have right now where I'm at in Arizona. So I had to kind of get this one. Well, of course, it was late night too, so I was only able to go to CVS. So, but I make sure I try to have some type of clean water. Especially if you're at a hotel Airbnb that doesn't have a kettle or anything, then you would definitely need to invest in getting a pack of water. I feel like tablets are very important to have when you're on a trip with small babies, just to kind of keep their attention. So what I do is I go ahead to my YouTube. I do have YouTube Premium, as you can see, so I pay monthly for YouTube. I watch it a lot, more than regular TV, so it's a great investment. And I'm able to download videos. So I download videos, any kind of kid videos, even some of my own shows. And I make sure I put some shows on there for him. That way he can watch his shows whether we have internet or no internet. Especially when you're flying or if you're road tripping, you're gonna hit areas that are just not gonna have service. So you don't want to rely on a hotspot. So it's best to just, whatever type of streaming services you use, pay a little extra and get the advantages to be able to download. Of course, you gotta have your leash. So this leash comes in handy when we're at parks or anywhere where we just let him run wild. Sometimes Daddy puts this on his clothing or I hold it. There's another part to this, but we didn't bring the whole thing. So we just brought the main harness that goes around the back, and I will show a picture to show you how it's worked. So very, 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 in these times, it's very necessary to have things of this nature. We had so next is a baby bag. I make sure that, you get one that actually has like the changing pad that comes with it. Very handy when you just got to quickly change his pamper. It does have comfortable straps here. And inside has a lot of space, has compartments, a lot of pockets, side pockets. And even they have the thermal insulated areas, and then this way we pack the food. So basically what we would do is I would stack this with lots of Pampers. I also have another brush in here, and here's some water. This is actually complimentary from the airplane, so we actually still have that. And I would just change it. So next is our suitcase. So this is a suitcase. Cameron has his own suitcase. I make sure I pack enough clothes for him. This is a week trip, so we have to make sure we pack enough clothing. Always pack extra like jackets and stuff. It is getting a little cool and brisky. I know definitely in New York City when we go back, it is going to be like a little chilly, probably very chilly. So I make sure I have like my airport outfits for him so that when he's stepping off the plane and getting into the Uber, he is going to be nice and warm. So these would be his sweatsuits that I have here. And then we're going to get to the clothing. Okay. So over here, I'm just going to put this over here. Over here, I have packed. Sometimes when I travel, I will put these in Ziploc bags, but this time I didn't really feel like I needed to. So I just have a few pairs of socks here. Lots of socks over here. And then over here, I have, let's see, shoes. Go and turn this off. So I had to turn that off. So anyways, so I do have shoes here. So I make sure I have his sneakers and sandals. Definitely, I always pack a pair of sandals. Usually when we travel, we're going into very warmer climates. So I pack sneakers. Some sneakers are for going out. Some sneakers are for play. And I love these sandals. These are perfect. If you have toddlers and babies that like to run around and fall, like my son, invest in these. These are perfect. He loves these sandals, and I love them back. So great investment, especially for Cameron, especially for trips. Okay, so come over here. I don't expect that we're going to be swimming much, but even if we swim for like a day or two, I would make sure I have his swim trunks. So swim trunks here. Then, of course, I pack at least, I'm not going to go into too many details, but I do pack at least, if it's a 7-day trip, I pack maybe about let's say 10 outfits. But if it's a 10-day trip like what I'm on, then I would pack at least like 12 to 14 outfits. Also over here, I pack at least one. I usually buy the big boxes of diapers, so we probably pack at least one pack. Just one pack out of that whole box. That usually will last us. This is usually last us long enough. Then next, I bring some swimmers. I've had these swimmers since he probably was about 13 or 14 months. And he can still somewhat fit them. Like my baby, he's not too chunky or anything, so he still kind of can fit these. So these swimmers are actually very handy. Sometimes though, on my own mind, I would still use a diaper and then put a swimmer on top, but you know, that's just me. I try washing bottles. So luckily we're at an Airbnb right now. And we actually have like more of the traditional sink and everything. But how I pack for washing bottles. Okay, so my son, I am bringing 4 bottles. Right now we're missing one. Like, I don't know what the extra one is, but we have 4 bottles here. I always make sure I lay out a paper towel here so that when I wash them, I can just turn them upside down and drain. And you know, that's the regular routine. But I always get a clear container, just like this, that's empty. I take dish soap from my home and I just fill it up with dish soap. And then I have my brush cleaner. This is the one from home. And the good thing about this brush cleaner is that it does have, let's see if I can get this open. Oops. Voila. Okay, so it does have this little small nudge thing that's really good for getting inside those nipples. So, you know, it comes in handy to do this. And when I pack this up, I make sure, right now it has soap in it, you can see the blue stuff, but I make sure I clean this really good. I drain it really well, and I even sometimes take a paper towel and just like continue to like dry out the water, and then I'll pack it here in my Ziploc bag. As for baby, we always make sure that we buy some fruit salads, and gotta have juice. Even when we're road tripping, we're gonna have this juice with us, because sometimes we just stop, we take his juice cup, pour out whatever we have, and then we clean it out with a bottle of water, and then add in some juice. Sometimes I add wash rag. So I have my baby wash rag for my son, and this is used, so it's wet. So we just make sure we wring it out really well. Once we wring it out, we put it back in a plastic bag here. Now next, we're road tripping. We actually flew. Hello. Okay, so we're road tripping. We actually flew from New York here to Arizona. And, you know, it's sometimes a car rental places, they will have your car seat. You just have to make sure you make a note of that, and they probably will charge you per day how you're going to be using that car seat, okay? So always make sure that you are including that in your car rental. Next is, I have a tray. So this actually folds really flat, because these things right here come out. Once you take these out and you lay them flat, this whole entire thing is going to lay like flat. So you can easily put this into your suitcase. But then I go ahead and it just kind of straps in the back. We already have this going through. It's a loop right here. It comes right through. You can just snap on both sides. So this is perfect. It's like a little activity center. Sometimes I put snacks here. I put juice here. If it's milk or juice that he's currently drinking, I put it here. Toys. It has a little pouch here, where you could put your tablet or anything else that you want to put here. I'm going to go ahead and take this stroller out so you guys can see the greatness of this stroller. Okay, see how easy that was? Just kind of get it together. And I did it with one hand, other hand recording. This stroller is a great investment. I actually bought this once again off Amazon. I feel like Amazon just has everything. God, I hate making that man rich. Okay, but in his baby bag, I like to also keep the spray hand sanitizer. It's really good for babies. I also have an additional lotion in here, as well as some more cleansing wipes. Now sometimes I use this to kind of wipe his face off when it's really dirty, just to hydrate him a little more. So keep that handy. Last but not least, always make sure you have disinfectant wipes. I like to take out a few wipes and then I put it into another Ziploc bag. And it's always good to have, especially when you're on the airplanes or anything gets dirty. Gotta have your disinfectant wipes. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope my tips on how to travel with a toddler helps you all. It's not impossible. Every time I'm out traveling, I see numerous families out with small children. So I hope to see you on the road, and I'll be back next time with a new video.